everybody, Mary Mitchell here. I wanted to talk first about reworking a painting that you send out to a photo lab for a printed copy of. So what you saw was the original that I sent out, and the copy that I got back that really was so bad I lightly sanded over it, put a coat of clear gesso, and began reworking it, which brings me to this point. This is an acrylic pour that I embellished a while back that I sold, the 26 by 26, and I had a copy made of it. This is not this is the copy, but it's been painted over. I sanded it down and applied a couple of coats of clear gesso so I could still see underneath it, and reworked it, and this is where it's at this point, in addition to what I've done with the raindrops, which is one of the main points of this video. So here's the photograph I took off Pixabay so I could take a look at or so you could see the raindrops and how they come in different shapes, different sizes, shapes depending on where they're sitting, the light, going through and coming out, depending on the light source. In this case, the light is pretty much everywhere. As though the rose is, facing up anyway. So I haven't really finished this painting, but I wanted to paint some raindrops on it to see how I wanted to paint them. So I begin with outlining the raindrop in black, and now, when you look at the photo, you can see, or any raindrop, you can see that the light source goes in one part of it and typically comes out the other, whether it's the top, it could be any part of it, actually. So in this case, it's going in through the right upper hand part of the painting and coming out through the other side. And that's why there is a shadow. Now, because when the light comes in, it comes out, it creates a lighter shadow, and the colors underneath the raindrop are lighter and magnified, basically. Magnified. So I tried to match the color of the petal as best I could, because this has been done after I reworked quite a bit of it. But I got started, and I got a good feel for how to do it. And so you do your outline, you figure out where your light source is coming from, and you mix your paint in the colors of what's underneath the raindrop, and you lighten them up a little bit, and you create a lighter shadow down at the bottom, and you blend it. You sort of blend them together. And that's the simple version of it. There's of course different kinds of raindrops, and the light goes in as it goes in. Depends how it's going to be refracted coming out. If I said that right. So as you can see on this painting, I've done several already. Even though the painting's not quite finished, I want to add more depth, more highlights on the petals, so you can see them either bending over or going in. And that's also going to depend on the raindrop. This one, for example, is sitting on top of the petal. That's why the light is going across it, and you can see underneath the light shadow. This is one that I did that I am reworking. And as I look at this painting, I'm looking at the ones that I did, reworking some of them and leaving some of them alone. And I will, as I said, I will be going back and reworking this painting anyway. But this was a copy, a reworked copy as such, of an acrylic pour that I did and embellished, and now I'm embellishing even further. And I don't want to lose the aspects or the effects of what an acrylic pour offers a painting. So you can see it over there on the right hand side when I take my hand down. It's got some really cool effects, even if you embellish it or whether you leave it alone. This is abstract realism, and so I took the acrylic pour, I embellished it, and again, as I said, I'm embellishing it even further on this printed, reworked copy. So When you rework a painting that is a copy on a canvas, and you sand it down and you put some coats of gesso over it, I used clear, as I said, so I could see underneath it. But you don't have to. Some artists will go to, a thrift store, and they'll seek out paintings, whether they're copies or originals, and they will for the canvas, and then they will treat it as such. They'll sand it down a few coats. They'll apply the gesso, sand it down, whether it's white gesso or clear gesso, and then you basically have a brand new canvas, a brand new substrate to paint on. The other thing, really quick, is that if you record your work or take pictures of your work, it's a good habit to get into, because then you can take a look at what you've done. If there's something you want to change, you can do it. You actually have, a picture of it, and you can evaluate it and see if it's what you want, if it is what you were going for. And so this really helps me decide what I'm going to do going forward. So stay tuned. I'll share that with you. Thank you for joining me, and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.